All right, guys. So every day, you wake up, go to work, come back, you eat, you watch some YouTube OKB Productions every day. You may be tuned in to Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast.
Shameless plugs.
Yes. But with so much that you could do, right? You can go out, you could learn a different language, you can go out and go to culinary school or learn an instrument or you know, build your body up and be able to bench press 500 pounds. So much here you can do.
Or going to the secrets or going to the secret society.
Sure.
There's also that, I guess.
What keeps you going? What is the meaning of tomorrow?
Oh, you put that on me, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. The meaning of tomorrow. That is so tough. I feel like I've only been on this thing for a couple weeks, and you have dropped some bombs on me already. Oh, man. So, just trying to find what makes you happy, right? Trying to find what helps you wake up in the morning every day. And I know I've gone to management classes and stuff like that I've gone through with Verizon, and some of the things I talked about is what drives you, right? What makes you get up in the morning. For me, it's family, friends, because that's the thing I appreciate most, and I'm the most happiest when I'm hanging out with my friends or family and stuff like that. So I would probably go there. Sports, I love sports.
You can decide for yourself what your meaning in life is. You only get one chance, so it doesn't have to be what they program us to be. Some people, you know how they program us that you have to have this family and these kids. I think they program us that way. You don't always have to go that route. It's okay. I think the society sometimes it makes it, the people who decide to not have children and just decide to just live their life by themselves, they shame that. But that's okay. If somebody wants to live their life like that and that makes them happy, then let them do it.
Heck yeah, I do.
So when you're 80 years old, you look back, what do you think at that point you wish you did? Or, okay, at that point do you think you hope you did?
So I'm 80 years old, essentially?
You're 80 years old, laying on your deathbed, right? Because I've always thought, like, the meaning of life, you'll know at 80.
Okay.
Right? You'll know when you're on your deathbed. Like, anyone who says that they found their meaning of life when they're any other time, I don't think is correct. When you're on your deathbed and you're able to look back at what you did is when you have found the true meaning of life, because that's when you're essentially can look back at your life and say, look at everything I have done. Right? Until then, you should always keep pushing yourself. I'm a firm believer that you should always, if you're at a point in your life and you're not making yourself better in any way, shape, or form, like, you should be trying to learn something, trying to do something. If you're just waking up every day and you're the same exact human being you were yesterday, then what are you doing? What's the point? What are you building? Right? So you shouldn't be satisfied until you're on your deathbed and you're able to look back and say, look, this is where I was when I was 18 years old, and this is where I am now. So what is something that you hope you have done when you're at that point?
I think when I get older, hopefully have a kid, have kids, have grandkids, and whatever job or career that I'm in that I was the best at it. And hopefully hopefully everyone who remember me just has a great memory of me.
So when I'm 80, I just want to be the best grandma ever. So like my goal is I would like to have just do everything like with the grandkids and be that grandma and like cook for all the kids. And that's what I want to do. I want to be the best grandma ever because that's all that matters is like being there for them, being a grandma.
That role's already taken.
That's like since I was like little, since I was like 17, I tried to grow up too fast is what I did. So I wanted to have the kids. Like I try to grow up too fast. But me, I just want to be like a great grandma. Even a great great grandma. That would be great.
Dang.
That'd be great.
Get it?
Do you have, does anyone here have like a quote that they try to live their life by? A quote that you can just say off the top of your head?
No, not me. I don't have one.
Not really. I mean, one of the ones I always talk about, like in job interviews and stuff, is actually, ironically enough, one of the Verizon ones, right? You gotta be, today we did great, but tomorrow we gotta do even better. And that's just kind of what I like to kind of live by too, just because at work, I don't like to get stuck in a position too long. That's one of the things I always pride myself about is when I'm in a role, I let my my superior know, hey, look, I don't want to do this forever. I want to move up as quick as possible. I want as much responsibility. I want any extra stuff I can do to show you that I'm going to take stuff off your plate and be better. So
I want to say I've always liked that saying, treat others how you want to be treated. So not necessarily like, oh, I want to be treated this way. Like, I know that, if I go to work, everyone's had a tough day. Some people don't really want to be at work, or someone's had a rough day. Don't be rude to them. I mean, just like be nice. Try to like comfort them. Just try to put a smile on their face. Be respectful to them. I mean, that is kind of cool. What I live by.
So that's funny because I heard something on that exact quote, and I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere, either Verizon or one of my other jobs was, it's the golden rule, right? It treats everyone the way you want to be treated, and they said that is actually not accurate because maybe that person doesn't want to get treated the same way you want to get treated. You actually want to treat them the way they want to be treated. So that's kind of interesting. I just thought it was a quick little.
You know what quote I hate? One of my least favorite quotes of all time, actually, is when people say you have to give respect to get it. I hate that quote, and I've talked to Naomi
That's
about this
ironic,
several times.
actually.
I hate it, and this is why I hate it, right? As a human being, right? When I first meet you, because people are like, you have to earn respect from me. I shouldn't have to earn respect from you, right? When I first meet you, and this is my first experience with you, you have 100% of my respect. And this is coming from someone who, like, my biggest pet peeve is disrespect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't disrespect me, right? Because when I first meet you and you first shake my hand or I first acknowledge your existence, you have 100% of my respect. The only thing you can do from here on out is lose my respect, right? And at that point, different. But I hate the people who go on there and, like, I have to, like, prove myself to you for some weird reason. Like, why? I'm a human being. You're a human being. You've gone through your struggles. I've gone through my struggles. I've been at my top. You've been at your top. We should respect each other, right? It should purely it purely comes with respect. From then on out, it goes out, which could be like, they always say first impressions are a big thing. You're right. At this very moment, you had full respect. But if your first impression is absolutely horrible, you have lost some of the respect. But it's not like I don't have to meet you for the first time. You have to prove yourself to me. This isn't like I'm not a king and like you're my gladiator. I'm like fight. Yeah,
It's more like yours to mess up essentially, opposed to like prove to me that I think you're cool, you're a good person. Like it's up to you to be cool with me, and if not, then that's cool too. But like that, that's our first.
Super crazy is I've had that mentality since I was young. Even when I was like in high school, that's what got me in trouble a lot. Because even against teachers, I always thought like you should respect me. Because I feel like some teachers just don't respect you as a human being, and I wanted to be respected as a human being, right? And I hated at least at that point when teachers, I felt like they were talking down to me, like I was like I'm a child, right? I'm a human being, whether I'm a child or not a child or of 90 years old or 20 years old, I'm a human being. Like, talk to me with respect. Like, you would want me to talk to you with respect. Right? It's a vice versa thing. And that got me in trouble at a very young age. Because obviously, like, at least the teachers I ran into, especially guy teachers, did not believe in that. It was like, you respect me. I am king in this classroom. It's like, no, dude, like...
I'm sure they were looking at you like, who does this 9-year-old think he is?
Probably. But, like, I've always thought, like, respect is respect. Like, why do I have to prove... Why is this because I'm not 21 years old? Like, all of a sudden... you're not going to respect me? So, yeah, respect's always a huge deal to me. Yeah, but that was one quote that I've always hated.
So it's kind of like, oh, I'm older, you're younger, we're not at the same level.
Respect for elders.
And that's the same thing, too, respect for elders. Like, I respect my elders, but I also respect, someone who's in my same age. Like, it's respect all the way around. If you come at me and you're 90 years old and you're absolutely super disrespectful to me and rude to me, I'm not going to respect you. Right? Just because your age is way higher than me I don't feel like that gives you, godlike powers that you're just able to, do whatever you want. Right? But go on a more positive note. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. My favorite quote of all time is actually, at the end of my life, when I stand before God, I hope that I do not have a bit of talent left within me. That way I can look up and say, you've used everything you've gave me. And that's like one of the biggest things to me because like I felt like at a young age, right? It's about to get deep. We're getting deep today.
No kidding.
I felt like at a young age, like there was a point in my life that I was super sad because I feel like I was given, like God gave me all these passions, right? Because there's a lot of things I'm passionate about. Like I play guitar, trumpet, I like editing videos, and I like so on and so forth. There's just a lot of like small passions I have, right? And I feel like God never gave me an opportunity to do something with it. I was never like a master at one thing, right? I was And I was always just like, decent to good at a bunch of things. I was never just like really great at one thing. And like for the longest time when I was young, I hated that. I hated that I just couldn't be great at something. Right? I remember literally. This is the point I actually remember. I was working out a lot and I was getting in good shape, and I went to go play football with a couple of friends, and I landed on my ankle and I messed up my ankle. Right?
Right.
Like popped it. I had a whole hood up, ice on it. I remember that moment literally being so mad because I was like, man, like, why can't I just be great at something? Anything, right? I was finally getting into working out and I was getting in good shape, and it's like, here I am hindered again because now I just got hurt, right? I just never felt like life would go my way where I was able to love something until I met this quote, and I was like, well, maybe like that's what I was there for, right? I'm there to kind of dip my toes in a bunch of different things and be able to have a bunch of memories because of that, rather than, I just went one route and what route was that? So.
You were an emotional child.
I was super emotional. And I was like 2 at this time. I was just kidding.
Well, at least you were talented in some things.
That is true. Some
Yeah.
people aren't talented in a lot of things, and you are pretty talented in a lot of different things. So
There you
I'll
go,
definitely
buddy.
give you that.
Thank you guys. It's so beautiful today.
I mean, that's one thing about you that is super cool, and I've always said that to people, is that like you do have so many different ideas and so many things that kind of bring us all together. Like I wouldn't have half the things. I've done half the things that I've done over the past few years if it wasn't for you. So I do agree with you. You do have a lot of different things
A
going
lot of
on.
different talents.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be in
Podcast.
not a podcast, but in Waldo 1, Waldo
Yeah.
2, Waldo
That's
3 on OKP Productions.
I don't know how you convinced me to do that, by the way.
Y'all loved it. Yeah, no, but it is like life has, especially for me, has changed so much throughout the years. Like I went my whole entire life planning. I spent literally 20 years planning my life because I knew exactly where I was going to be. Like 100%, this is where I was going to be. This is where I was going to end up. And life completely throws curveballs at you, and you're like, wow, okay, I did not see that coming. So I've learned a lot in just these past few years that know, planning isn't everything. Things are going to go completely different. And I've learned that, maybe God gave me these, random passions just so I can meet people that I would have never met, have memories that I would have never had, and so on and so forth. So, life is, completely 100% unexpected.
Oh yeah.
So it's better to be good at multiple things instead of being great at one thing.
I wouldn't say that. No, I
Yeah,
definitely
no.
wouldn't say that. I think it's best to enjoy and to have passion for what you are doing, because that's going to be different. If you are doing one thing and you are excellent and you're passionate about it, then you
Own it.
skyrocket that one thing. If you have 20 things you're passionate about and none of them are bringing you in money, and all of them are, you're not a million viewers on YouTube, but you love YouTube, then you own that too.
Yeah.
You own whatever it is you are doing at this very moment. You own the heck out of it and flaunt it and love it and learn it and, share it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Because that was a little more of the linear path. I think I had sports, and that's all I focused on. That's all I wanted to do. And I had the same, unrealistic dream as Devin, right? I wanted to be a professional athlete at 5'9", 170 pounds. Like, I was like, I'm going to make it. You're right. No, and obviously it doesn't pan out, but like it's something that I really was passionate about. I worked out all the time. I constantly, try to perfect my craft at basketball and baseball and football. So I definitely see that, I would have liked to have had a few more things that I would have practiced at and got good at. But do I regret focusing on sports as much as I did? No, because I had a lot of friends from sports, and I felt like it really helped me become the person I am as well.
Ain't it crazy just how like growing up changes so much? Like, I know we just talked about growing up, but your thoughts and your just like we said, it was all about going out and having a blast. Now it's about, hey bro, you want to get together and play video games all
Yes.
night? Or just the other day, me and Mesa just like sat outside. Like, remember that? We sat outside for like 5 hours and literally just
It was
talked
even
and-
longer than that.
Yeah.
You came over at like 10 and like you left like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So, like,
And it's crazy how like life changes and things change. But the same friends I had 10 years ago, are completely different than the friends I have today. And the same person I am today is completely different than the same person I am. And then you don't understand that as a kid.
no, not even kind of.
I think that's why you take a lot of stuff to heart. Your first breakup is so hard. My God, I'm not gonna fight anyone else, right? And your first fight with your best friend is so hard. And I think it's because you don't know how much is gonna change in 10 years. Like you just don't get it.
It's the end of the world.
Yes, everything is the end of the world.
It's the end of the world, everything, yeah. And it's just, it's so funny because like everything that's important to you back then, like you realize 5-10 years later, you're like, wow, that was dumb. That was so
I
dumb.
care about that. Yeah,
That kid was
100%.
dumb.
Even like fights, like you ever look back at a fight and be like, man, that was so stupid. Like,
Oh yeah.
why did I waste that? Why did I
So
waste that
embarrassing,
moment?
yeah.
Yeah,
Why did I
like,
waste that energy?
Yeah, why did I waste that energy? Why did I waste that moment? Why did I waste that time? Like,
Yeah.
man, like
Why did I fight for that so hard?
Yeah, and
Like,
there's even
why?
times like because like because life moves on, right? Life changes, and so like there's times I've looked back at like arguments I've had with friends where like we didn't hang out or we didn't do something because we were having an argument, and like now it's like you can't do anything because your life is different. Like yeah, we're friends, we're cool, but life has changed where you're doing your own thing, I'm doing my own thing. Like we should have enjoyed that at the moment because it's not gonna be here forever. Like no matter what you think, life
Things change.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I really talk to the people I graduated with. I've caught up with a couple of them every once in a while, but do I hang out with them all the time? No. I mean, not even kind of. Shout out to Alec though. He comes out every once in a while. Yes, Alec, if you're listening, that was absolutely hilarious. So we're going to Summer Bombers, and we're in the parking lot. We're parking, and he's like, "This is so much fun." I was like, "We haven't done anything yet." He's like, "I know. I just don't get out a lot."
Yeah. No, it's crazy, like just how much changes, and
No, you definitely learn to like live in the moment. That's one thing Patrick taught me. Like
That
live
is-
in the moment.
Yeah, I think that's actually a
That's
pretty
the
good
best way
description.
because you get curveballs. You
Yeah.
think I thought I had my family life. I thought this is it. This is it. This is where it's gonna go. It's gonna be great. No, everything goes completely different direction.
I mean, Devin talked about this not even too long ago. Actually, we were like, man, remember when we were like 15, 16 years old, and we were like, man, like we want to have
Yeah.
kids at 21, 22 years old, and like we're gonna have them young, and we're gonna be able to do that. Now we're like, we're 26. We're like, my God, I'm supposed to support someone else other than myself.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
Now I'm just like just so tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always thought that like I was like, man, I'm gonna be 22. I'm gonna be out of college. I'm gonna find someone. I'm gonna have my kid. He's gonna graduate. I'm 40. That's how it was. I was just like, yeah, I had a plan. I had I had a path, but just stuff happens, and you just have to roll with it. It's like I said, you have to roll with it and just go with the flow and just hope for the best and live in the moment.
Right.
When you're 80, what do you think will make you happy? Like when you're at 80,
Family, friends.
what is it going to be?
Family, friends. Just like now, family, friends.
To have those memories, that's what's going to
Yeah,
count for you.
it's like our trips or doing this podcast or just whenever we get older, we make those new memories. Just having those memories, like it's just gonna be great.
It's like, okay, so like my little brother, right? And he's into this jiu-jitsu, right?
Close
and
enough.
stuff like that, right?
Martial
Like,
arts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you spar with your trainer, your mentor. You spar with them and you learn from them, and now it's your battle, right? And
Right.
you're going in, right? And it's no longer your mentors here side by side with you to coach you through every single step of the way. It's you versus this other person. Like I want to be that mentor who looks at their person in the ring and know they got it. Like
Yeah.
they got this now.
You don't have to
I'm
worry
good.
anymore.
Yeah.
So kind of like how would I say this? Like you were their mentor. Like what I did was right. Like I said,
And
them down
even
to
if
right
it,
path.
whoever it is, like it could,
Whoever it
children
is.
or
Child,
family, friends,
family,
like did I
friend,
help?
wife.
Did I
'Cause
do
my
everything
thing too,
that I
as
could?
like a man, right? Like you have your wife, right?
Right.
And you have your your 70-something-year-old wife. She's been dependent on you for 40, 50 years. Can I look at her and know that you got this? Like you got this. I believe that you have this.
Yeah, men die first.
Whoa.
Don't y'all know that?
We're
Haven't
kicking
y'all-
you off the
haven't
podcast.
Haven't y'all heard that before?
I have heard that before.
Yeah, because y'all work harder.
No, it's because like we're so done with all the nagging. Let's get-
So I have a story, right? So like when we were younger, there was like a bad storm or something going on outside, or there was like someone broke out of jail or something, and they were running out by our house when I was in Fort Stockton in high school. And my dad's always been notoriously intrigued with that kind of stuff. So like it's like 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, and my dad has to go outside, and he has his coat on and with a flashlight because he wants to see what's going on, right? And it's super funny because my sister was like, he's gonna die. He's gonna go away. I remember her telling Mom, "What are we gonna do?" Like, and Mom was like, "I don't know." Like, that was just super funny. How like you're saying, like like how they depend on him at that point and to kind of run the household and kind of give us the blueprint and figure out hopefully we can take care of the family at that point. But I always had that funny story because he freaking out like he's gonna die. What are we gonna do?